G'day, hello, and good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are. I'm Dash Smith, and it's my weekly episode of Take Time Tuesday. Now, folks, this one today is the 25th of November, and it's a very important one, and one that's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Directed at everyone between the ages of even 12 to 20 whatever, and that's the subject of drug abuse in our society today. Now, it's starting to be called the Ice Age. Now, we're in the new century. Back in my day when I was 15, 16, 17, the hardest drug that I knew about or even heard about was probably speed, which is an amphetamine, and it was the heaviest drug going now. But now we are in a society where there's a drug out there amongst us in the social people called ice. Now, it's a killer. Guys, it is really, I can't stress enough, if you've got kids, folks, and you're watching me now, go and grab them, bring them in. It doesn't matter what age, bring them in, because everybody needs to know about this. Now, ice is the new, I'd say, AIDS, cancer, all combined. It's the number one dependent drug and abused drug than cannabis, alcohol, anything like that. And it is such a killer. People are so hooked on it after just 1, 2 goes, guys, you're gone. You're hooked. The only way to stop that, though, is don't go there in the first place. Now, when I was 16, 17, peer pressure and experimental, because we've all got that curiosity in here, but in the 21st century it takes a bit of intelligence to say, well, look at the facts, look at the news, guys. 17, 18-year-olds, you're not stupid this day and age. You're a different generation to what I was when I was 17 and 18, and you are intelligent. Now, give yourselves the credit to look around you and see what this killer filth of ice is actually doing. Now, a prime example to Victorians and AFL football followers is Ben Cousins. Had the world at his feet, dabbled with ice, left his football career, apparently got help, and then back fell in a hole. Now, that's not just a waste of a career, money, home, etc. It's a waste of life. So I don't know what more to say about ice. The only thing is just say no to it. Like, you can go to parties, teenage parties, yeah, because it is rampant. It is freely accessible as nearly fresh air, and that's no joke. And people can offer it to you for nothing and that. But that's where I'm pleading with the youngsters especially to be strong and say no. Just say no. Because at the end of the day, you've only got to dabble with it once, and then it gets you hooked, and then you're pinching off your mum and dad's purse and pocket. You're saving your lunch money. You beg, borrow, steal. Some of these guys that are hooked on ice, that smoke ice or inject it or whatever way they take it, they are addicts. And they will steal, an addict will steal the penny off a dead man's eyes. Now, back in the old days, so what the younger generation don't know these days, is when they buried people to keep their eyes closed, they used to put 2 pennies on them. So it's an old saying, they'd steal a penny off a dead man's eyes. Or they'd steal the air out of your lungs, basically, just so they can get their next fix. It's a harsh reality, but it is factual. Now, the Salvation Army, St. Vincent de Paul, The Smith family can only do so much. The police, the drug counsellors and that, they can only do so much. But if you get to stand up now, before you get to the stage of saying, oh, yes, I'm an addict, and just say no from the very beginning, mate, you've won. You're a winner. You are somebody that not just your parents, but the people around you on that, you can set the bar. And if your mate says to you, or your buddy says to you, or some stranger says to you, would you like to try this, mate? No, mate, I'm not interested. And straight away, mate, you are a superhero. You are a champion because you've said that first no. And if you keep knocking it back, there's people, whether they're younger brothers or sisters, younger friends, friends your own age, and even friends that are a little bit older than you, that'll take note of your staunch stance. Staunch stance means strong stance in saying no, and admire you for that, and maybe take a leaf out of your book and not go there themselves, or if they are there, perhaps you could be their support and point them in the right direction, take them to meetings, whatever. But if you've got people that you love and care about, and if you love and care about yourself enough, just don't go there, guys. Because at the end of the day, the only people you're hurting is yourself and those who love you. Now, it's a sad fact, but it is a harsh fact that the 21st century is starting to be called the Ice Age for all the wrong reasons. So let's try and sit back and think with a bit of knowledge and a bit of intelligence and a bit of common sense and say no to it, folks, because we don't want to end up, and even the kids today, I'm talking to you guys that are 19, 20, 21, when you get married and fall in love and have kids, would you want your kids to be growing up? Basically. And that's basically what it is. You are brain dead. Now, I'll put it to you like this. In this so-called fantastic ice drug that is sweeping the nation, which is just filth, they put anything in it, guys. Crushed up light bulbs to hold it together, to mixed with a paste, toothpaste to hold it together like a putty. So you don't know what you're taking. And you let that digest in your stomach and you're halfway to the morgue. Now, I'm a nurse by trade, you are halfway to the morgue. Now, I'm only talking to you like this, guys, so hopefully, even if this much of my spruiting gets through to one simple head, then I've done my job on my Take Time Tuesdays. Now, I've got a beautiful daughter that I'm so proud of because she had the nous to sit down with me. She's now 22, 23. She's a de facto daughter, but she had the nous to sit down with me at 16 and ask me what cannabis was. I gave her my perspective on it. I knew all about it because I'd been her age and experimented, and yeah, it was just like cigarettes when I was in high school. Would you like a cigarette? Peer pressure, group pressure. If you didn't have that first cigarette, you'd never be a smoker. But yeah, I sat down with her and I told her all about cannabis and the HTC drug that's in it and what it can do. Now, thank goodness I turned my life around and became a nurse, and I'm very proud of who I am today. I've had my hurdles, but I am very proud of who I am today. But to stop yourself having to jump a few harder hurdles is don't touch ice. Don't touch any illicit drug, especially ice. Because your parents, your family, your friends, myself, love you. Like, I love everyone, but on a sincere note, you're only going to hurt the ones that really love you, that are close to you, and you're only going to hurt yourself. Now, if you've got kids and you're a young adult with just starting a new family and that, please take my words on board. Please have a good listen to this and rewind it and just imagine what I've told you, and remember that inside that LSD or trip or ice, as they call it now, there is a mixture of so many different concoctions, I beg your pardon, that anything from Drano to crushed light bulbs, as I said, to whatever, washing powder, stuff as a nurse that I know will kill you or brain dead you. Now, if you want that, you're stupid. So please take my words on board. I'm not going to preach to you anymore. I'm just trying to convey a message of that in this social society that we're living in today is getting out of hand. So if you can take a little bit of my words on board and educate somebody else that you love and care about, then fantastic. Now, I've said enough for this episode of Take Time Tuesday. As always, I'm Dash Smith. God bless you all. You all take care. I love you all, and I look forward to seeing you next time on my Take Time Tuesday. Bye now.